My name is Mr. Lucious Yonanah, the CEO and MD, Luta Global Consult Limited. I'm married to a woman wife with plenty children. I live in Jos, and most of my programs and activities are in Jos. I grew up in the village with the mindset of business. We develop human capital here. We also develop strategic plan for organizations. Your capital is your ideas. Before we started something here, we started with a strategic plan. We now look for an external consultant. We have developed more than 10 strategic plans for different organizations. Whatever you are doing, your capacity needs to be built before you carry out that task. The Luta Global Consult strategic plan is for 5 years. That in the next 3 or 5 years, that we can go to any school and pick from the proceeds of this organization. We can pick like 3 or 4 less privileged or the indigent or the disadvantaged and pay their school fees. I was somewhere and someone asked me that he wants to start a business, but he don't have the capital. You know what I told him? I said, capital of which state? So for me, if you have your own ideas, that is the capital. The vision is, where do you want to be in the next 3 or 5 years? Establishing a business, you need a strategic plan. What is unique? Luta Global Consult is my name is Mr. Lucious Yonanah, the CEO and MD, Luta Global Consult Limited. I'm married to a woman wife with plenty children. Yes. I'm a typical village boy. I grew up in the village with the mindset of business. My passion was business. I had passion for business when I was growing up as a village boy. Yes. Okay. This Luta, the company Luta Global Consult, was registered in year 2023. Yeah, in September 2023. Initially, I started this company without registering it. Let me say about 5 or 6 years ago, until this 2023, that I was advised to register the company, and it's a limited liability company. Okay. If you look at the Luta vision, we envision an organization that will go global in human resource and capital development. Human resource and capital development. That is what we envision. And our mission, that is our services, our products, what we do, what we provide. We train people here, like I've said, human capital development. We develop human capital here. We also develop strategic plan for organizations. For those who want to establish their NGO, their ministry, their foundation or company, will help them to develop their strategic plan. That is to be as a guide on how they can run their organization. If a layman will ask me, what do we do here at Luta? I will tell him that we train people, especially on skill acquisition, so that people will be self-reliant. They can be on their own. Yes. So whatever, I have my office time, and I have the time for my family. Yes. Yes, especially weekends. I'm always home, so that my family can enjoy me. Sometimes people, when we are talking about challenges or the toughest time in running organization, people talk about capital, money. But for me, I don't think money is the issue. But your capital is your ideas. Are we together? Your ideas. What is it that you have that you can translate? It's like architects. You have the design and the plan. Then how can you translate this design or drawings into reality? So for me, there's nothing like that is too tough for me. That if you have the ideas, that is your capital. For now, nothing. For now, there's no mistake. Yes, because we started this organization since it's an organization that also carry out consultancy services. We develop a strategic plan for organizations. So before we started something here, we started with a strategic plan. What we did, we were able to look for people from different fields. Are we together? From different fields, from different disciplines, to come and help us develop a strategic plan. We now look for an external consultant because the strategic plan development is like the medical profession. You cannot develop your own strategic plan. It's like the medical profession that you cannot prescribe drugs for yourself or your family members. So that is how strategic plan is. We're able to look for an external consultant to be the lead facilitator for the Luta Global Strategic Plan development. So what I'm saying is Luta Global Consult has a strategic plan as a guide. So any organization with strategic plan will not fail like that. Yes. Yes, we have developed more than 10 strategic plans for different organizations. Those who want to establish their foundation, their ministry, their NGO, their company or business. And we enjoy them. For example, recently I conducted a workshop for the Plateau State Polytechnic Cooperative Society ESCO at Miango Rest Home. It was a 2-day workshop. Luta Global Consult Limited was the facilitator. So we were able to carry out the workshop, the 2-day workshop, and we enjoy it, and there were success stories from the participants. Okay, I live in Jos, and most of my programs and activities are in Jos. Yes, and I was trained in Jos. I school in Jos. Yes. For me, since this organization is for human capital development, whatever you are doing, your capacity needs to be built before you carry out that task. So for me, whatever you want to do, your capacity needs to be built to carry out that task. What is unique in Luta Global Consult is it's very difficult to see organizations that develop strategic plan for organizations. And most of our people now are not familiar with strategic plan. And there's this saying that if you do not plan well, you have planned to fail. Are we together? Okay. Yes, the issue is we run this organization, we pay rent. This is the office. This is the Luta Global Consult office. We pay rent, we pay light, and other things like that. So there are times you work for organizations. Some of them will not pay you well. You have agreed on a certain amount, and they will not pay all the monies. Like I've said, the Luta Global Consult strategic plan is for 5 years. And we have a vision for 5 years where we want this organization to be in the next 5 years. we want to make sure, apart from the human capital development, we also help in social services. We have plans that in the next 3 or 5 years that we can go to any school, it could be primary or secondary school, and pick from the proceeds of this organization. We can pick the like 3 or 4 less privileged or the indigents or the disadvantaged and pay their school fees. The key advice that I will give those who want to start up a business. I was somewhere and someone asked me that you want to start a business, but you don't have the capital. I asked, you know what I told him? I said, capital of which state? He said, capital. So for me, if you have your own ideas, that is the capital. And there is no way you will start a business without a strategic business plan. Like I've said, in Luta Global Consult, we started with a business strategic plan. So it applies to every business. If you want to establish a business, you need what? A strategic plan. That is where you start with the vision. The vision is where do you want to be in the next 3 or 5 years? And the mission is what are your services? What are your products? What do you provide? What do you do? For example, people don't want to go into business, especially in Nigeria or in Africa. I remember one of the richest man in China, Jack Ma. He says in Africa that if you bring money and banana, and if you ask a monkey to pick, which one do you think the monkey will go for? The banana, of course. But the useless monkey don't know that you can use the money to buy plenty bananas. So in establishing a business, you need a strategic plan. That is where people need to network and collaborate with Luta Global Consult so that they can help them develop a strategic business plan. We have our email and we have our phone numbers, and the number is 080. The phone number is 080. I take it again, 36 28 6218. I take it again, 080 36 36 28 6218. The office is located at Equa Challenge Compound, Equa Bookshop Challenge Compound, Jos, Nigeria.
My name is Ayok Elizabeth.
And I'm Mary Geoffrey.
It's my pleasure. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
I'm from Luta Global Consult Limited. Okay, we just concluded a 2-day workshop, which you are a participant. Please, we want you to summarize and give us your benefits, how you intend to implement it when you go to your organization.
While one of the key takeaways that I hope to be taking to my organization is how to help in the pre-planning and to also have the deployment and some of the aspects that I need to consider in implementing it, which has to do with the challenges involved in the process, and this has to do with the internal and external factors which I need to put in consideration while implementing the strategic planning.
Oh, okay. It was a very wonderful and interesting experience. We discussed so much about strategic planning, which had a lot of nice or new learnings to it. For instance, we spoke about the fact that it's really important for an organization to have strategic planning to help in decision making. And so one of the key takeaways is that when your organization has a strategic plan, it will help you to forecast, it will help you to grow, and it will help you to make informed decisions.
On Titus, working with Equa Zonkwa DCC.
Okay.
I'm glad to be here. Just for those that will be seeing me, just for you to know that I attended the program. Here is my certificate. I'm glad to be part of this very family, Luta Global Consult. I actually learned a lot and I have no regrets on coming here. I came here on my own. I've learned what strategic plan is, how to go about it, and I know it's going to help me as an individual. It's also going to help me in my DCC